what's up? It's Richard here with Statifying Football. This is week 16 for the NFL. Lots of big games getting down to the stretch. Only 3 games left of the regular season. Lots of big games with playoff implications with them. Starting with the Thursday night game, big one there. San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans. San Francisco, they beat Atlanta 31-13. Jimmy G passed for 235 and a touchdown. Jeff Olson ran for 110 and a touchdown. Tennessee actually lost to Pittsburgh 19-13. Tannehill 153 passing, 1 interception. Deontay Foreman ran for 108. Hit 4 turnovers, which is what led them to their loss. They did hold Pittsburgh to 168 total yards, but those 4 turnovers really hurt them. San Francisco is playing really well. Deontay Foreman, the running back for Tennessee, he's stepped in pretty nicely for Derrick Henry, but San Francisco, I don't know. I think Tennessee's kind of falter without Henry. I think San Francisco is going to get the win there. All right, going to Saturday, Cleveland Browns and the Packers. Big game for both teams. Green Bay, they beat Baltimore 31-30. Baltimore tried to go for 2 to win the game at the end, or at least take the lead late, and couldn't get it. Aaron Rodgers passed for 268, 3 touchdowns. Devondre Campbell, 10 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for a loss. Cleveland, unfortunately for them, they lost to the Raiders 16-14. Nick Mullins played for Baker Mayfield, passed for 147 and a touchdown. And MJ Stewart had 11 tackles and a pass defense. I think Green Bay is looking like a Super Bowl team. I think they should be able to handle Cleveland maybe pretty easily. At the very least, though, I think Green Bay wins that game. And another big game Saturday night, the Indianapolis Colts and the Cardinals. Colts had a big win last week against New England, beating them 27-17. Carson Wentz was terrible because he's terrible. He was only 5 of 12 for 57 yards, a touchdown, a pick, but Jonathan Taylor ran for 170 and a touchdown. They did have a blocked punt return for a touchdown, and Darius Leonard, 10 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pass defense. One of the big surprises of the weekend, Arizona not only lost to Detroit, they got killed 30-12. Kyler Murray, 257, a touchdown, a pick. Jalen Thompson had 10 tackles there. Arizona, I mean, they could still be a Super Bowl team. It's just the one game. But Indianapolis looks good. They can run on anybody. I think Jonathan Taylor gets another big game and keeps the Cardinals offense off the field. I'm going to go with Indianapolis actually getting another big win here. All right, going to Sunday, the Detroit Lions and Atlanta Falcons. Detroit, they beat Arizona 30-12. Jared Goff, 216, 3 touchdowns. Craig Reynolds, 112 rushing yards. Charles Harris, 12 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Atlanta, they got killed by San Francisco 31-13. Matt Ryan passed for 236 and a touchdown. They only had 62 rushing yards. Foyesade Oluokun had 10 tackles. I think Atlanta flips the script here. I think they can come back and win. Detroit, yeah, they beat Arizona, but I still think Atlanta is a better team. They're kind of still in the hunt for possible wild card. They're 6-8. They need a lot of help, but I think Atlanta will have the motivation. I think they're better, and I think Atlanta wins. All right, Baltimore and Cincinnati. Baltimore, they lost a heartbreaker of a game against Green Bay 31-30. Tyler Huntley was great, though. Passed for 215, 2 touchdowns, and ran for 73 yards and two touchdowns on the ground as well. Mark Andrews, the tight end, 10 catches, 136, and 2 touchdowns. Patrick Queen had 13 tackles. Cincinnati was able to get a big win and get by Denver 15-10. Joe Burrow passed for 157, a touchdown, ran for 25 yards. Jermaine Pratt, 15 tackles and a half sack. I'm going to go with actually Baltimore here. Tyler Huntley looks like he could be a really good quarterback. They went toe-to-toe with Green Bay, very easily could have won that game. I'm going to go with the Ravens actually to take the division win over against the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, you got the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. Minnesota that beat Chicago 17-9 on Monday Night Football. Kirk Cousins was kind of not very good. 12 of 24, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That only had 193 total yards. Defensively, they forced 3 turnovers, and DJ one of them had 3 sacks all by himself. The Rams, they beat Seattle on a weird Tuesday night game, 20-10. Stafford passed for 244, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Cooper Kupp, 9 catches, 136 and 2 touchdowns. Ernest Jones, 11 tackles and a pass defense. I think this could be a high-scoring game. Both offenses are very good, but I think the Rams are the better team, and I think they get a big win here. All right, the Bills and the Patriots. Bills, they're coming off a win over Carolina 31-14. Josh Allen, 210, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Ran for 24. defensively had 4 sacks. New England, they lost 27-17 to Indianapolis. Mac Jones, 299, 2 touchdowns, but did throw 2 interceptions. This one's in New England. New England, they showed they could slow down that offense. They showed that they could shut down Josh Allen. I think they do it again. I think the Patriots are a better team. I think the Bills are a fake team. I think the Patriots win. All right, Jaguars and the Jets. Jaguars lost to Houston 30-16. Trevor Lawrence passed for 210. They didn't do really much else than that. Jets, they lost a close game to Miami 31-24. Zach Wilson, 170 passing, 12 rushing yards, and a touchdown. Defensively forced 3 turnovers, had an interception return for a touchdown. C.J. Mosley, 14 tackles, and Quincy Williams had 11 tackles. I'm going to go with the Jets here. They're a better overall team than Jacksonville's in shambles. No coach, no anything. I think the Jets win there. All right, the Giants in Philadelphia. Giants lost 21-6 to Dallas. Mike Lennon was terrible, 99 passing yards, 3 interceptions, had 4 turnovers as a team. Tay Crowder, 12 tackles, the tackle for loss, and Logan Ryan had 10 tackles. Philly got a nice win on another weird Tuesday night game against Washington, 27-17, put them at 7-7 right there in the thick of the wild card race. Jalen Hurts passed for 296, a touchdown and a pick, ran for 30 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Dallas Goedert, 7 catches, 135. He had 519 yards of offense. I think Philly should be able to beat the Giants and might even blow them out. I'm going to go Philly there. All right, Tampa Bay, Carolina. Tampa Bay was stinker of all stinkers. They were shut out by the Saints 9-0. Tom Brady, 214 and an interception. Levante David, 11 tackles, 1 sack, 3 tackles for the loss. Carolina didn't show much better against the Bills, losing 31-14. Cam Newton was terrible, 18-38, 156, a touchdown, a pick, ran for 71 yards and a touchdown. They had 4 sacks defensively. Yeah, I'm kind of a homer. I'm going to go with the Bucs here. I think they're pissed off. I think they come back. I think Cam has been playing terrible. The defense for the Bucs played amazing against the Saints. The offense clearly didn't do shit. I think they bounce back. I think they win and win big in this game. All right, the Los Angeles Chargers and the Houston Texans. Chargers, they lost to Kansas City in overtime 34-28. Justin Herbert, 236, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. They had 428 total yards. Houston, they beat Jacksonville 30-16. Davis Mills, 209, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Brandon Cooks, 7 catches, 102, and 2 touchdowns, and a kick return for a touchdown. Tavere Thomas, 11 tackles. Garrett Wallow, 11 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss. And Neville Hewitt, 10 tackles. Houston had a nice win, but the Chargers are a really good team, looking like a playoff team, a possible dark horse candidate for a Super Bowl title. I think Chargers should be able to take care of the Houston Texans. All right, the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. Chicago lost 17-9 in Minnesota. Justin Fields didn't have a terrible game, 285 passing, a touchdown, ran for 35 yards, but they turned over 3 times as a team. Defensively had 4 sacks and actually held Minnesota to only 193 total yards. Roquan Smith had 10 tackles. Seattle lost to the Rams 20-10. Russell Wilson wasn't very good, 156 and a pick. Defensively had 4 sacks. Jordan Brooks 11 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a pass defense. I'm going to go with Seattle here. I still think they're the better team. Russell Wilson is still a good quarterback. Justin Fields, he looks like he has talent, but I think Seattle should be able to take care of Chicago. All right, the Steelers and the Chiefs. This is interesting. Steelers, climbing their way for wild card spot and wild card contention. They beat a good Tennessee team 19-13. Ben Roethlisberger 148 passing and 1 rushing touchdown. They only had 168 total yards, but they forced 4 turnovers, had 4 sacks. Minka Fitzpatrick 14 tackles. Terrell Edmonds 10 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. Kansas City, they beat the Chargers in a fun, high-scoring game in overtime 34-28. Mahomes passed for 410. 3 touchdowns and a pick. Travis Kelce, 10 catches, 191 and 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 12 catches, 148 and a touchdown. They had 496 total yards. Nick Bolton, 14 tackles, 3 pass defense. And Charvarius Ward, 10 tackles and 2 passes defense. Now this is interesting. Tyreek Hill was put on the virus protocol. We'll see if he plays. I'm not sure if it'll matter too much if he does. I think Kansas City will have a little bit too much offense for Pittsburgh to keep up with. I'm going to go Kansas City to win that one. All right, Denver and Las Vegas Raiders, both 7-7, both, again, trying for a wild card spot. Denver lost to Cincy 15-10. Teddy Bridgewater only passed for 98 yards. He was injured. Drew Lock came in and passed for 88 yards and a touchdown. Baron Browning had 10 tackles. The Raiders, they beat Cleveland 16-14. Derek Carr passed for 236, a touchdown and a pick. I'm going to go with actually the Raiders here. Bridgewater, I guess, is hurt, but both teams have been up and down, but I think the Raiders have a little bit better an offense. I'm going to go with the Raiders to beat the Broncos. Are the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team? Dallas beat the Giants 21-6. Dak Prescott was mad, 217 and a touchdown. They forced 4 turnovers defensively. Washington lost to Philly 27-17. Garrett Gilbert played for Heineke, passed for 194. Jeremy Reeves had 12 tackles. Cole Holcomb 10 tackles, and Jamin Davis 10 tackles. Dallas is a legitimate playoff team. I don't know if they're quite Super Bowl contender, but they're good enough. They should be able to beat the Washington football team. And the Monday night game, another interesting game. Miami, they won 6 in a row, or 5 or 6 in a row. They're at 7-7, right in the thick of a wild card. They beat the Jets 31-24. Tua Tagovailoa at 196, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Duke Johnson ran for 107, 2 touchdowns. They had 3 turnovers, but they had 6 sacks defensively, which helped them win that game. New Orleans, like I said, they shut out the Bucks 9-0. Their defense was great. Taysom Hill was not. 13-27, 154, ran for 33. Marquez Callaway, 6 catches, 112. They had 4 sacks defensively. Both teams still trying for a playoff spot. It seems like more likely Miami will get it. However, with the way the Saints defense played, I think the Saints end the Miami Dolphins winning streak here. I think the Saints actually come away with another victory on Monday Night Football. So those are my picks for Week 16 of the NFL. A lot of big games this weekend. A lot of important games for wild card spots. Should be very fun and exciting. Check out my college football and bowl breakdowns and next week's NFL picks. Peace.